Hello, guys. I'm going to wait for some people to join. Good morning. Frog in my throat. Good morning. I've already popped open the drink. Oh, wait. Believe it or not, this morning I do not feel like I'm on the struggle bus. That's a first. I do not feel like. Are y'all in shock right now that I did not get out of the bed and get on the struggle bus? But I don't think I did this morning. I'm proud of myself. We'll talk about it in a minute. I'm going to let some people join and then talk about what's going on. I'm going to start off talking about my animals because, hey, Becky, I miss you. I was going to call you yesterday and I didn't get a chance. I feel like I have so much going on with my animals that I don't have time to get on the struggle bus. I feel like I'm trying to read what y'all are talking about. What size shirt do you wear? Are you talking about me or someone else? I'm not really sure. I haven't seen what y'all's conversation is, so I don't know if you're talking to someone else. Do you know how you see how I have to go like this to read? I remember my grandmother doing that because she had bifocals and she had to read like this. And I noticed like sometimes when I'm doing a video, I'm like this because I'm trying to read and it makes me laugh. Thank you, Julie. Heidi, I'll tell you in just a minute. Oh, me. Thank you. I think a size large. Size large shirt. Oh, Marcia, I meant to message you yesterday because Kayla has her hair. So whenever you can, Saturdays are not good for Kayla because she usually has a ball with her daughter. But I don't know if you can, Marcia, you can do during the week. But it may be that Kayla and I could get ready and you take pictures of us like during the week, or we can do a Sunday, whichever one you want to do. We'll work around your schedule. So, Marcia, just let us know when you're ready to take pictures. Okay, sounds good. I'm letting people join. I know I'm weird today, ain't I? I'm not myself. I think because it's just I got a lot on me as far as animals. Oh, I keep forgetting about the oats, but I have to go buy a swimming pool to put over the oats. I don't know how to say your name, Kama. Is that right? I don't know. She sent me this link where you throw out like old fashioned oats on the ground and then like cover it up, and within no time, grass grows and the chickens love it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have got to try that. So, Kayla, put that on our to-do list. We will do that experiment and we'll film it and see if it works. Good morning, Teresa. Scotland, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool. And I had seen it before she sent it to me. I had seen it. I think I saw it on Facebook where you can grow grass for your chickens. And so I need to try that. And I just haven't done it yet. Okay. Are y'all ready to get started? I don't know. I just feel braids today. It's hot and I'm just braiding my hair today. All right. I went out there this morning. Well, let me back up because Facebook, I went live on YouTube. I'm going to tell you this real quick. Y'all know that I'm on Facebook and YouTube. So you Facebook people, it's when I go live, like in the mornings, I am on what's called StreamYard. It is an app that allows me to go live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Although I have really enjoyed this app, what I don't enjoy about it is when I go live and then I receive a phone call, even if I have my phone on Do Not Disturb or I have the ringer off, when I receive a phone call and I'm on StreamYard, I have no more volume. And it is so frustrating. StreamYard needs to fix that. And so I can't go live on StreamYard. Also, because I'm on StreamYard, I have to film this way. And trying to turn the camera front to back is a nightmare on StreamYard. So it is when I'm in the farm area, I either have to be live on YouTube or I have to be live on Facebook because otherwise it's going to be a complete disaster. So if you are following one of my animals and I don't know, there's something exciting going on at the farm, if you will, go subscribe to my YouTube channel on Facebook. Go hit the little bell so you know when I go live. And if you're on YouTube, you can go to Facebook and you can follow my Facebook page. That way you don't miss anything. Because I'm going to tell you, as a creator, I'm trying to juggle two platforms. And when you can't go live on both places, you find yourself, because you go live on YouTube and then the Facebook people doesn't know it. Or she'll have her babies and I can't post a 2-minute video on YouTube. I have to do the whole shebang, the whole 20-minute video and edit it. I can't I could do a short reel, but I can't do a video. So I find myself uploading a 2-minute video to Facebook. So it's hard because different platforms require different things. So if you really want to follow me and follow my journey, you might have to go to both places. You may not be a Facebook person or you may not be a YouTube person, but I ask that you get out of your comfort zone and try something new because you never know what'll happen. All right. So I go out. Let me back up. I was on YouTube. I think it was YouTube yesterday afternoon. I don't know, like 7:00. And anytime you are a creator, like stuff that you don't think nothing about posting, here comes the comments. And so like people are very opinionated when you post something. So like, for example, I posted on Facebook a picture of one of the baby piglets. No, let me back up. I posted a video not thinking anybody would notice that there were only 6 baby pigs. I'm like, God, these people are sitting there counting to make sure there's 7. I mean, I just didn't, when I posted that, I did not think anybody would notice that one piglet was gone. Well, this past Monday, I told you guys where the baby piglet was going on my live. I told you guys that there was a young girl. I originally thought that I was going to have to take Shishi's babies. So this young girl that I've known for a long time, I've known her mom, I know her dad. She has a farm, treats her animals fantastic. She has raised pigs. She has raised goats. She knows what she's doing. She wanted to raise a piglet. Well, I thought I was going to have to bottle feed them. And the thought of me, or feed them. So the thought of me raising, and I was thinking she was going to have like 15 babies. So when she said, I would like to raise one, I said, yes. Yes. I said, because I'm going to need help. I had reached out to a couple of other farms and said, hey, will y'all help me raise these piglets? Because I have a dad that's sick and I don't know if I can do 15 piglets on top of farm tours and field trips and my dad. So I was prepared to feed the piglets myself. So when this little girl came, I had given her some Polish chickens a while back. And that's when she asked me, she said, will you please let me raise a piglet? Piglets are totally different, or an animal is totally different when a human being raises them. They're so submissive to the human being and they're so tame, it's not even funny. So I said yes. Well, she's raising the baby, so things have changed. Well, I actually text the mom and I said, I'm having anxiety about letting this piglet go. I'm having like severe anxiety because I don't want to take this piglet from Shishi. And she was like, and I could tell that the little girl was, I knew she was going to be disappointed because she had already gone to the store and bought all kinds of things for this piglet, preparing for the piglet. And I'm having anxiety because I'm like, I don't want to take this piglet from Shishi. What do I do? Well, the little girl lost one of her best friends last week to death. The little girl died. And so the little girl that was going to raise the piglet had to go to the funeral the day before. And I was like, in my heart, I felt like this piglet is going to help this little girl cope with her best friend's death. It will distract her. And I talk about in mental health distraction, how important it is for you to distract your mind when you're in chaos. I say, go clean out a closet, go get in the farm, go do something, get yourself distracted when your mind is spinning out of control. And all I was thinking about was my heart was like, what is best for the piglet and what is best for this little girl? So I decided to let the piglet go with this little girl to comfort her because I knew the piglet was going to be taken care of. I already knew they know how to raise piglets. They've done it before. They have owned pigs. So I wasn't worried about the piglet. I knew that she would be rotten and would be in a good home. So I decided to let the little girl come pick up the piglet. So when I posted a video yesterday, not thinking anybody would notice, it didn't even cross my mind that there were 6 piglets in the video. People started going, why is there only 6? Well, what happens is people pick and choose what they watch of mine. There's some people that watch every single video that I post. And there's some people that don't watch any videos. They just scroll and watch pictures. And what happens is when people don't follow me closely, they miss the facts. And then they see a picture or a video of only 6 piglets and they freak out going, did the piglet die? Because they don't watch my lives, or they don't watch every video, or they don't. And then I find myself in the next 10 videos, people are asking me where the piglet is. And I find myself sitting here having to comment, go watch my live. I'm like, I don't have time to update every single person that doesn't watch me full time. I can't do that, right? And I've noticed that you backup dancers help me, because I've noticed that y'all will go respond to them. Thank you. You're helping me. You are helping me so much. When someone says, has Georgia Lee had her baby? And then Becky says, no, she hasn't had her baby yet. The vet came yesterday. Becky, that helps me when you respond, because for me to sit here and try to keep people up to date. I'm like, dude, y'all gonna have to watch my videos. You're gonna, if you want to follow Georgia Lee's journey or Shishi's journey, or you want to know why Piglet's gone, you need to go back and watch all my videos, because I don't just not tell you. So I want to thank you, backup dancers. Thank you. I noticed that you do it on YouTube, you do it on Facebook. Like you're trying to update these people and go, if you go watch her last live, you'll find out why the baby Piglet is not in the video. It helps me when y'all do that. It helps me so much. So thank you. So anyway, so the Piglet left. I think it was Monday. The Piglet left Monday. So then when people started saying, why is there only 6 piglets? I'm trying to, because I care about my followers. And so I was trying to answer, and then more people were saying, where's the Piglet? And I'm like, so then I posted the picture of the little girl with the Piglet. Here comes the farm Nazis, right? Here they come. Here they come. And they're starting to tell me that the pig's going to ask, because I posted on Facebook for you YouTube people. I'll show you. I posted this picture, right? Can you see it? The Piglet's being bottle fed. So instead of me sitting there trying to comment to all the people that were saying, where's the Piglet? Why is there only 6 pigs? I just posted that picture because I'm doing a YouTube video on Thursday and I've got to edit the video. When you post, you have to edit, and it takes an hour or 2 to edit a video. So like I hadn't had a chance to edit the video. So I just posted the picture on Facebook so people would know that the Piglet did not die, because people started being concerned that the Piglet died. And I was like, it's a good ending. The Piglet didn't die. Don't panic. And so I just posted that picture. Well, here comes people's opinions about the bottle feeding. I cannot win to save my life. So now people that own farms are concerned about the Piglet, because the Piglet is being bottle fed instead of feeding it through a pan. So now I feel like, oh my gosh, I wish these people would follow me. And I wish these people would watch every single video. But I know that not everybody has time out of their day to sit and watch Aunt Judy's videos. Like people work and people have children, so they don't know why the Piglet's being bottle fed per se. And so in a live, I had taken the Piglets from Shishi and I was trying to pan feed them. The best way to feed a Piglet is by pan feeding them. In other words, pouring the milk in a pan and letting the Piglets drink the milk almost like a dog. That is the ideal situation for a Piglet. Well, guess what? When I separated the Piglets from Shishi, I couldn't get them to drink the milk. And they had gone like 3 or 4 hours without milk. So I put them back with Shishi. Okay. Anyway, to make a long story short, the Piglet is doing fine. The Piglet has not aspirated and died. Everything is fine. The Piglet is thriving. The Piglet lives in the little girl's room. The little girl's getting up in the middle of the night, feeding the Piglet. Like everything, it has provided this little girl with so much comfort as she's dealing with the grief and the loss of her best friend. Like it has been great. And I know that other farms are so concerned about animals, because they're like, be careful, a pig can aspirate. Y'all, this person that has this pig is a farmer. They're very aware of what is going on with the Piglet. But out of concern and respect, people that are farmers are just want to, they're not being ugly. They're not being ugly saying, they're not, Kayla, I think there's just, Kayla, I think there's a spammer. Okay. All right. We never have spammers at 7 o'clock in the morning. What the heck? Anyway, so people care. People care about the animals. So they're just trying to say, hey, Aunt Judy, don't forget, it's not best to bottle feed a piglet. Be careful. They can aspirate. They're saying that because they care. They do. But like sometimes when you hear it and you're like, oh my God, if you love me, please do not put this in the comments. Please just private message me. If you're that concerned, you know me well enough, just private message me. I don't know. I'll tell you, like, I'm not a DA. Like, but it just, people are not following the whole story. So then people get opinionated and they don't understand, why are we doing this or why are we doing that? It's the same with this alpaca. Okay. So y'all know, if you follow me and you watch all my videos, you know there are some risk factors with the alpaca being pregnant. Meaning, I'll update you in case you don't know, but one day I went live and told you guys what I'm up against with this cria. When I bred her because Georgia Lee has been through some type of trauma in her life. And when she had Taterbug, she took a turn for the better. She began to learn trust. She began to watch Taterbug come up to me, and it was so good for her. So I decided to breed her again because it's changed her. So I bred her April the 25th, 2023. The gestation for an alpaca is 11 to 12 months. I thought she wasn't pregnant because my vet came out here and did an ultrasound of her and couldn't find the baby. That's kind of normal, to be honest. I'm realizing babies are not picked up on the ultrasound very easily. So anyway, I thought she wasn't pregnant. Okay, I made a joke one day live because I'm not looking at her stomach. I'm thinking she's not pregnant. Okay, I did not notice any change until I had her sheared. Or is it shorn? Whatever. When I had her hair cut, Kayla, not Judy, Kayla noticed her belly moving. I went live to tell people that Kayla thought she was Dr. Ducket. It was a joke, and I said, if Georgia Lee is pregnant, I'm gonna name Kayla Dr. Ducket because she thinks she's the dadgum doctor, and she thinks she knows that this alpaca, because she was bound and determined that this alpaca was pregnant. And I was over here going, no, we did an ultrasound, it's not pregnant. And Kayla would get out in the farm, she'd go, Judy, stare at her belly, it's moving. So I nicknamed Kayla Dr. Ducket. Dr. Ducket is not my vet. Dr. Ducket is a helper on my farm and does not have a degree in veterinarian. Okay, she's not a veterinarian. It is a joke that I call her Dr. Ducket. A lot of people have thought that Dr. Ducket is my actual vet. But if you don't watch all my videos and you don't watch the story, you're going to miss the main plot. And then you're going to start giving opinions about a piglet being bottle fed or an alpaca doing this, or you're going to give an opinion about who is Dr. Ducket. Why is Dr. Ducket not doing an exam on Dee Dee? Because Dr. Ducket isn't my vet. But if you don't watch the whole story, you miss. And I realize not everyone has time to watch all my stories. So when you guys comment to these people that don't know what, that are not following the whole story, it helps me. And I want us to be kind to those people. I do. So they just don't know because they might be a new follower. Someone, if someone says, "Who is Larry?" and y'all say Larry is her stepdad that lives with her, that helps me because people are new. My page is growing really, really fast. I'm getting 500 at least new followers a day. So there's a lot of people that are trying to catch on to the story, and they're like, wait a minute, what? Who is Dr. Ducket? Who is Larry? What happened to Shishi? Where's one Piglet? They don't know. So you guys are welcome to answer those people. So anyway, that's who Dr. Ducket is. Come to find out, Dr. Ducket really needs to she really needs to go to school and become a veterinarian because she was 100% correct. Georgia Lee was pregnant. So that's why I kid and call her Dr. Ducket. Dr. Ducket. All right. In one of my lives, when I found out she was pregnant, this is what happened. The male that I bred Georgia Lee with has a champion bloodline. He is registered. He's a champion. Either his father or his grandfather was a 12. What do you call it? He had 12 championships that he won. Okay. Big time, good bred alpaca. Well, when I found out she was pregnant, I called the lady that I had used her alpaca to breed with. And I was like, oh, you're going to die. I'm like, Georgia Lee is pregnant. She was like, no way. And then she goes, oh, no. And I said, what? And she goes, I'm scared to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you. I go, what? She goes, I found out that the male carries a gene where the babies can be born with no nose. LaWanda, you can tell them the name of that. I can't remember the name of it, but it is some type of genetic deformity. Because what happened was a while back, she had used him to breed one of her girls, and the alpaca, the cria, was born with no nose. Well, she thought it was the girl because she had used that alpaca before and there was no deformities. Well, she used him again to breed another girl, and the alpaca was born with no nose. So then she realized, okay, wait a minute, there's two different moms, but the same dad. So she began to do some genetic testing, and she has figured out that the gene is with the male that bred Georgia Lee. She did not know that at the time that she brought him to breed Georgia Lee. She thought everything was good. So there is a huge possibility that there can be deformities with this cria. So I'm up against a lot. If the cria is born with no nose, I have to and it will be born alive. It will be breathing out of its mouth. I will have to call the vet, and I will have to put it down because it will not make it. So it's going to be hard. So I'm up against that, on top of the fact that I went out there, I think it was Monday. I went out there Monday and only to find Taterbug nursing Georgia Lee. If you don't know who Taterbug is, Taterbug was born by Georgia Lee, not this past January, but the January before. So he's way too old to be nursing, okay? But what happened was she's putting off the milk because she's fixing to deliver. Taterbug's like, Mama's giving milk, and he goes and so when I walked out there, and when I tell you he was down, I was chasing him to get him off Georgia Lee, and I was in a panic mode. And the reason is because if you're not a farmer or a farm person or animal person, you don't know maybe, but in a baby animal's life, even in a human being's life, the most important part of nursing is the first 18 hours of getting the colostrum, because it gives the baby antibodies and it keeps them healthy. A cria cannot survive without colostrum. I have no clue how much colostrum Taterbug has taken. I was out there all day and I did not see him nurse at all. But when I went out there that evening, he was gulping milk with a bit milk mustache, loving his mama's milk. I'm in panic mode because this is serious. So I did a reel, and I called Lawanda and I are good friends. Lawanda's on here. Lawanda is Adventures with Me and T. Okay. She has had alpacas. As a matter of fact, out of all the alpaca people that I follow, she is the most knowledgeable, and she's the most down to earth. Her and Michelle are two of the people that I usually go to about advice. Michelle is where Mickey came from. She's Rock House Alpacas. Those are two people that are level-headed and don't go to crazy land. Like, they don't go to automatic worse. Like, they keep me. Let me say this. Michelle and Lawanda keep me calm. Like, for example, sometimes people automatically assume the worst because they're preparing me, because they care about me and my animals. But like when you tell me the complete worst, you send me to outer space and I go into La La Land. When I call Michelle or Lawanda, they're like, Judy, let's be calm. Okay, this is what you need to do. They don't say your cria is going to die. If you don't do this, your cria is going to die. They're like, let's hold our hand. Let me hold your hand, Judy. Okay. Lawanda, you tell, I don't know how long Lawanda's had alpacas, but I think it's like over 20 years. So I really respect her opinion, and she doesn't panic about anything. She keeps me so calm. So this is the deal. I called my vet and I told him the situation, and I was like, what do I do? And he said, because another alpaca person told me that I was going to have to tube feed. Okay. When you tell a farm person that's new to farming, that's never had any trouble with an alpaca, that she's going to have to tube feed, I'm in outer space. I am in panic going, oh my God, how am I going to tube feed and take care of Larry? Oh my God, I have a field trip. I'm in panic. I am not good at staying calm. Okay. And when I find out that there is tube feeding going on, I'm like, I don't know how to tube feed. What milk goes into? I am panicking. I am in panic. So I called the vet and I was like, okay, what do I do? And Lawanda and Michelle have me so calm. They're like, Judy, it's fine. It's fine. Because I'm thinking, do I bottle feed them? How do I, I'm panicking. I go to complete panic. So I called the vet and I was like, will you please help me? I go, this is a situation. I told the vet the situation. And he said, Judy, the person that told you about tube feeding, what she's talking about is it is the most important to get the colostrum in the cria in 18 hours of birth. Because the girl said if she has the baby at 10 o'clock at night and you go out there in the morning, it's too late. The cria is going to die. I'm in outer space. I am in outer space going, oh my God, the cria is going to die. Oh my God, if she has the baby at 10 o'clock at night. I'm in outer space. So Lawanda's like, calm. Like, she doesn't say the word calm to me, but she's like, Judy, it's like this. And when you talk to Lawanda, and Michelle, they have the most calm, soothing voice. They're not hyperactive like me. They're calm and down to earth. So basically, the vet said, Judy, if she has the baby in the middle of the night, I'm probably going to come tube feed it. Meaning they're going to put a tube in the baby to make sure that colostrum gets in the baby so it does not die. And he was like, what I want you to do is, if you go out there in the morning, go early. If you go out there in the morning and there's a baby, call me immediately and I will come tube feed it. I said, okay. Well, then you need goat milk. You're going to need goat colostrum. You're going to need sheep colostrum. And then there's colostrum that you can get at Tractor Supply in a bag that says Alpaca colostrum. And you get everybody's opinion about, you can't use this, you can use that, you can't. And you will go freaking in when you're hyperactive like me, and people start telling you that you can't do this, you can do this, you're going to go to outer space. So I've learned to go, Michelle, vet, and Lawanda, what do I need to go get? Do I need to go get sheep colostrum? Where the crap am I going to get sheep colostrum? Like, I don't know any sheep farmers. Like, I was in panic mode. But my vet said, Judy, the most perfect thing would be to find colostrum from a cow or a sheep or a goat. That would be the ideal situation. But there's nothing wrong with using the colostrum from Tractor Supply. There's nothing wrong with it. So, to make a long story short, she did not have a baby this morning. Thank God. So, the vet told me, he said, Judy, if she has the baby today or tomorrow or after, then I do not have to tube feed her. There should be enough colostrum there to satisfy the cria, because the good antibodies drop when she goes into labor. So she should be well. But I am told that there's a blood test for Michelle and Lawanda. There's a blood test that you can do and draw blood to see if they got enough antibodies in their system to supply their needs. I don't know if I'm assuming my vet can do that, but I'm going to have to call him and ask him if that's the case. Hopefully he can do that. But Georgia Lee, my animals are upside down right now, because what's happening is everything that they do every night, like I tell the alpacas to go say their prayers and they go to the barn, none of that's happening right now. First of all, Shishi is in the second barn stall with her babies, because I wanted to give her plenty of room so that she didn't sit on the babies. And that's where the cows and the donkey usually goes to sleep. So now they're sleeping out in the farm. Okay, so they don't know what's going on. Georgia Lee and Rio are in a different spot, because I can't have Georgia Lee anywhere near the milk bandit. Okay, I can't. So she's used to going to the barn every single night for the past 3 years. Well, last night she spent the night on the other side with Rio. It's been a nightmare. But you know what? It's all going to be okay now. She didn't drop the baby, and everything's going to be good. It always works out. So I find myself a lot of times panicking, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. Is, you know how sometimes we go to complete panic mode? You know, like when there's a situation coming up, I don't know, like you're trying to find out your results from your test at the doctor's office, and you got yourself dead. You got yourself with cancer. You're like, oh my God, I got cancer. Da, da, da. You just go to panic mode and you assume the worst. I am terrible about assuming the worst. And especially, I let other people, oh, shoot. that stinks. I let other people, and it's not like other people do it to me on purpose. I do it to myself. When other people start telling me, your alpaca is going to die and you've got to tube feed and you've got to do this, I go to freaking La La Land. I don't stay calm. I'm not the person that just ignores it because I'm unsure, because I'm kind of new. I've only had one Kriya in my life, so I am not certain. So when all these people tell me opinions, instead of me staying calm, I go to La La Land. And so many times, hang on. And that's not the person that's telling me, you know, what to do with my alpaca. That's not their fault. It's my fault because I don't handle things well. Because I sit here and I let, I don't know, like, you post something and then the people start throwing their opinion. You can't bottle feed a pig. You have to do this. You have to do that. Blah, 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 blah. And you find yourself feeling crazy because you care about other people's opinion, because I do, and you're trying to do the right thing. But at the end of the day, we have to trust our gut. Like, God gives us the gut feeling to know what to do. I mean, and who to go to that keeps you calm and can walk you through it. Text messaging, a lot of times when you text message someone, you can't hear their tone. Like, you can't hear their soft voice, and you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, you interpret things wrong. So, like, me calling Michelle or my vet or LaWanda keeps me calm to go, Judy, it's okay. If the baby is born with no nose, you're going to have to put the baby down. It is a fact. Like, it's upsetting. You're going to grieve. It's going to be awful. Georgia Lee's going to grieve, but it's a reality. So, you're faced with that. So, like, the best thing I can do is know that is reality, that, I probably should not go live if Georgia Lee has the baby, because I'm going to have if that was to happen and I'm live and Georgia Lee is to have a baby with no nose, I have just ruined everyone's day going live, because everybody's watching live expecting, oh, this Kriya, I've never seen a baby alpaca, to a baby alpaca with no nose. But that is something that I am facing. And I'm blessed to have alpaca friends that will help me through it. I've said this before, but the good thing about me with my vet is I'm very close to my vet. As a matter of fact, I texted him at 6:00 this morning. I said, we don't have a Kriya, because he was on call for me. So, if you're like me and assume the worst and go to crazy land when people start telling you their opinion, I'm trying to, and bear with me. I'm thinking through this. So when I post something and 10 people start telling me, you've got to bottle feed, you can't bottle feed, you've got to call your vet, don't call the vet, you're not a farmer. When all these people start doing this, because this doesn't just happen to me, it happens to you too in real life. Like, what happens is we post something, or we tell our family something, or we tell our friends something, or we tell our church something, and then everyone, like, let's say that, I don't know, your son has a big scare and is having an MRI, and he's dizzy and he's having an MRI, and you ask for prayer requests at church. And then after church, all these people are going, I'm so sorry to hear about Bobby. I'm so sorry. Listen, my son was dizzy and he ended up with brain cancer. And if it's like people say that to you when you ask for a prayer request about your kid having an MRI. What are the symptoms? Because people are curious. People care about you. People care about your son. So they begin to ask you, well, what's his symptoms? Oh, well, my mother had that, and this is what happened. And when they're bad things, when people start telling you about what happened in their life and it's all negative, you find yourself assuming the worst, and all those opinions of the people at church. Oh, my mother did this. My dad did this. My great grandma. Oh, I had this friend that did this. All these opinions are coming at you, and you're over here going, I'm just trying. Like, I just needed prayer requests. I just needed to know that someone cares. Like, when you're in the middle of chaos, all you really want from people, I love you. And people will say, if you need me, I'm here. If you need me, I'm here. And so many times when we have a crisis going on and people, they try to comfort us because they love us. And they try to comfort us by going, oh yeah, because what we do is we try to relate to the person by telling them, I've been in this situation and this is what happened. And we try to comfort them saying, I've been there. I had a son that was dizzy too, and he had to have an MRI, and this is what happened. We find ourselves doing that to people. And people like me go to outer space. Not everyone goes to outer space. Some people can listen to all these opinions and walk away and not think two craps about it. But then there's people like me who the 10 people are telling me their story and their situation, and I can't handle it. I feel like when people do that to me, I can't breathe. I feel like Bobby's got cancer. Oh my God, he's gonna die. I go to outer space. So we need to be mindful that when we have a friend or a family or a church member or whatever asking, like when they open up and tell their story and they say, hey, this is what I'm going through right now. It's not good. I feel like I'm sinking and I just need someone to listen to me. What if we were that friend that listened? Do you know how people, like when I'm talking, you're looking for what to say next? What if I was that friend that listened and said, I love you and I'm here for you, instead of saying, oh yeah, I get you. Let me just tell you what happened to my kid. And then you start telling your story. And the person that's in crisis is like, I really do not need to hear your story. I cannot handle, because that's the person I am. I'm like, I can't handle it. All I can do is, do you understand? I've got my dad, I got my husband, I got my kids, I got the farm, I got, and I'm just throwing up at the mouth. And when people start giving me all these opinions, I go to outer space. But what if me and you, I do the same thing? So I ain't saying you're wrong. I find myself doing the same thing. What I end up doing is not listening. I'm trying to provide comfort to this person by telling her my story. But what if we didn't tell the person our story? What if we just listened? Are we capable of just we feel like we have to respond constantly. Like when someone's telling us something, like we feel like we have to provide comfort by going, I understand. Let me just tell you about this time that I had in my life. Because we want to like comfort them. But if we, you know how you're taught by your parents when you're young, don't talk, listen. I'm a talker. I'm a talker. And sometimes, like, I call my friends and I'm like, I get off the phone with them. I'm like, well, Lord, I told them all my life and didn't even listen to what they had to say. I had, like, I feel so bad. I was on the phone with Jane and I was like, I got off the phone. I was like, Lord, I had just thrown up on her and told her everything that's going on in my life that's bad. And I didn't even ask her what's going on in her life. Are you that friend? Are you that friend that finds yourself just talking about your crap and you don't listen to what their crap is because they handle it better than you? You know what I'm saying? Um, learn, and I'm talking to myself, learn to be a better listener instead of a talker. Because there's people, if you're a farm person, let's just say, and someone does something, I don't know, like I'm trying to think of something. You're a farm person and you follow other farms and you're scrolling through and you watch this video and you're like, what are they doing? That is not what you do to an alpaca. Why is she out there combing or she's out there spraying the alpaca's back? You don't spray an alpaca's back. You spray their legs. Like you're stressing them out. And we, as individuals, want to tell our opinion and go, Judy, you're not supposed to be spraying the alpaca's back. You're supposed to be spraying the legs. Sometimes, I need to think. Let's see. How do I put this? I think if someone truly loved me or my farm and you were friends with me and you saw me doing something that you didn't agree with and you're commenting in my comments and you're saying, you don't need to be bottle feeding those pigs, Judy. But the person didn't watch the whole videos of past videos to know why the pig is being bottle fed. Okay, Susie, I shouldn't be bottle feeding the pig. Well, then I'll just let it starve. I'll just let it starve and die. Like I think if someone truly cares about you as a person, I think they would pick up the phone and go, hey, I saw that you were having trouble with feeding the piglet. This is the same thing that I was talking about. I had piglets and I was struggling to get them to pan feed as well. And my vet said to take their snout and put it in the milk 10 times, whatever. Like, I feel like that's much more gentle and accepting versus a comment that I think I better shut up. I don't know how I'm saying what. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm just saying, as a person and as a friend, we need to listen. In other words, when our friend says something about what they're going through, and we begin to tell them our story and be opinionated, or we watch a video and we see, oh, this is going to happen. I think as a friend, we need to go back to other videos to see why the person's doing what they're doing. Or sometimes we need to sew our mouth together and listen to our friend go with. Am I all over the place? Am I even making sense? I don't know if I'm making sense. I know what I'm feeling, but it's hard for me to put it in words. I think we need to be a better listener. I think that if you care for a friend, I think that you need to hear the whole story instead of watching one video or listening. Like if someone says, "Hey, my son Bobby had an MRI and he's going to Dr. Smith," and you had a bad experience with Dr. Smith, and you're like, "Oh, my brother went to Dr. Smith and he nearly killed him. You need to find a doctor at UAB. You need to find a different specialist." You know, like when you do that, if you said those words to someone like me, I go to complete outer space and going, "Oh my God, Dr. Smith is going to kill my son. Oh my God, what am I going to do?" That's what I do. And a lot of people are like me, and we go to panic, and it doesn't mean that the person that's saying it is completely wrong, because they're saying it because they love us and they want the best for your son. But what happens is when you start telling this lady this son is having an MRI that could have cancer, you're sending her to freaking outer space because she's trying to deal with the fact that her son might have cancer. But when you start going, "Oh, Dr. Smith killed my brother. Oh my God, don't let your son go to him." Sometimes we just need to listen. Sometimes we need to be the friend that just listens and doesn't start giving our opinion. I'm bad about it too. I'm not getting on to you. I'm just saying, as individuals, we need to learn to listen. Am I all over the place? I don't have mascara on, but I feel like I need to read your comments because I don't know if I'm making sense. Okay, I'm making sense. You understand. You're good. Okay, you're fine. Okay. I've heard of Stephen's ministry. I've heard of that. I have heard of that. I just think for me as an individual, I feel like I talk too much. I feel like I talk way too much. And I need to be a better listener instead of a talker. And you know how I talk about pausing and breaking things down? You cannot pause and break things down when you're going like this. And like, like sometimes Shane will say something to me that'll trigger me, and I want to snap back because I want to take up for myself. You ain't talking to me that way. And when I talk and I lose control, I send myself to outer space. But if Shane says something that triggers me and I say, "Okay, that didn't feel good." What he just said to me did not feel good to me. And instead of me talking, I'm like, I'm in tune with my feelings. He just said this, and this is making me feel this way. I need to shut my mouth and pause. And when I do that, I don't cause my blood pressure to go up. But when I start talking, my adrenaline gets up, my blood pressure gets up, I feel stress in my neck, I feel like I can't breathe, I'm mad as crap, and I'm out of control, and I'm saying things I shouldn't say because I'm just all in the moment. But when I don't talk and I look, like Shane says something, he triggers me, and then he's like, "Well, why aren't you talking back?" I say, "I need a minute. I need to get my thoughts together. I need a minute." and shut your mouth and pause and breathe and be in tune with your feelings and go, okay, these 10 people are saying this to me. I'm in outer space. They're just trying to help me. They're not being ugly. They love me. They're not being ugly at all. They love me. They love my animals and they mean well, but I'm in outer space. So instead of me snapping and going, hey, you need to go watch the last video, Jackleg. You'll see why I'm doing what I'm doing. Instead of being ugly, pause. What am I feeling? First question you ask yourself, what am I feeling inside? I'm feeling failure. I'm feeling mad because 10 people have given me their opinion. I feel like I can't breathe. Okay, what is going on in my head? Why am I worrying about the 10 people? Okay, let me stop for just a minute. These people love me. These people love me with all their heart. They're farms. They care about my animals and me. I am being triggered, but these people can. But when you start breaking it down and go, okay, these people care about me. They care about my cria, or they care about the piglet. They care. So I need to stop for just a minute and see the big picture. Are they being ugly to me? No. They love me. But they're telling me what happened to their cria, or they're telling me they're helping me. They're preparing me. But instead of it helping me, it's sending me to outer space because I'm getting 10 different opinions. But when I pause and take a moment and go, because when you react, when 10 people giving you 10 different opinions, I can't breathe. I got a headache. Oh my God, what am I going to do? But when you pause and go, okay, wait a minute. First of all, these people are not saying any of this to be mean to you. They love you. Okay. Okay. Why am I in outer space with this? I am in outer space because, number one, I have a lot of pressure that's going on inside my house. So regardless of the farm, I have a lot going on in my house that y'all don't even know about. That is terrible. And I'm going through all that in my house. So I have all this pressure going on in my house. She just had babies. I have a goat that's about to have babies, and I have an alpaca that's about to have babies. I have pressure. So I'm not handling it well because I have all this chaos going on. So when you stop and pause and break it down and go, what is going on why are you going to outer space over these people's opinion when they love you? You're able to make rational decisions, and you're able to see the good in people instead of assuming the bad. You're able to stop and see the good. And when you talk to those people like LaWanda or Michelle that keep you calm, that don't go, oh my God, you're going to have to, if the baby has it tonight, you're going to have to bottle feed. Oh my God, you're going to have to poop it. You're going to need to call your vet. She doesn't do that to me. She talks in a very calm voice, and she's like, okay, this is what's going to happen. You can call your vet. You can go get this powder. Just do your very best, Judy. You got this. I love you. You got this. You got this, girl. It keeps me calm. So you have to find those people that are not like you. Like, I need to find people that are not hyper like me. I need to find people that are calm, that have a calm voice, that can bring me to reality and go, okay, it's going to be okay. If the cria is born with no nose, you already know this going into it. It's going to be okay. It's probably not best for you to go live because you don't want to ruin people's day. Be calm. And that's what we need. But what if we were that friend that provided that calm instead of the hyperness? What if we provided that calmness for that friend that's going through, her son may have cancer, instead of telling her all this negative. Yes, Judy, the critic could die. Yes, Judy, you're going to have to. What if you were able to calm the person by being calm yourself and showing love instead of talking? I'm the talker. I find myself. We should be like LaWanda and Michelle. Just saying. More people need to be like LaWanda and Michelle. And I strive every day to talk like LaWanda and when people are in crisis. And I hope that you guys, as you're facing tough decisions with family, with, I don't know, doctor decisions and test results, I don't think LaWanda would want all of us to call her to hear her calm voice, but there's a calm voice that you can hear within yourself to go, okay, let me stop. First of all, the facts are I don't know the results yet. And I'm letting all these people tell me all this bad stuff that happened when their kid was dizzy or their mom was dizzy or their dad or uncle. Blah, blah, blah. They're just trying to help you. Even though the words that they're saying are sending you to outer space, but they're not doing it. You're doing it to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it to yourself when you allow the opinions to take you to outer space. People just love you, usually. I mean, there are people that give their opinions that don't care about you, but I know that the people that are talking to me, they love me. And I'm not handling it well. And that's not their problem. That's a Judy problem. That is a Judy problem. Do I look like a little Indian girl? I love y'all. I hope that you learned something today. Georgia Lee has been under a lot of, or she was under stress last night, not being in the barn. So that could put her pregnancy off for a little bit. So she may not go this week. Who knows? All right, guys. It's hump day. Group home's coming today. I have counseling today. Got a lot of things going on today. Be in prayer for my dad. A lot of hard decisions are being made, and just things aren't well. Love you guys. You have choices today. You can sit it out and run your mouth, or you can dance and close your mouth and listen. I'll see you guys Friday. Bye.